So that was a trip. Hey, Jackass still asleep. You're not.
Malphus, I was starting to think I was the only one. How are you? You look exhausted.
Huh?
Then you have a remarkable constitution. Usually the after effects of the potion last for days.
You seem to be
But
fine.
it's good to see the Grandmaster was right after all. I woke up just a few hours earlier, and he was here in the meantime. He didn't doubt for a single second that you would make it.
Well, that's
But I
nice.
suppose mutual congratulations are in order. We made it.
Yeah,
We
good
passed
job,
the
us.
trial.
What about the other guy?
Almost, yes. All that is left to do is to take the oath, and then Grandmaster Aranthiel will exalt us to the keepers of the first sigil. Speaking of whom, he also told me some things while you were asleep. About the Pyreans, about these dreams, and of course about this...
Okay, good. So you won't
cycle.
know. That makes this a lot easier.
This is so bizarre, really. At first we're told out of nowhere that the gods have died, and now humanity is on the brink of extinction.
Imagine how I
This is a
feel.
lot to take in. Hard to say. I never had those dreams the Grandmaster talked about, even though I'm magically gifted. But then again, I always had the feeling that the Red Madness was more than an ordinary disease.
You're smart.
Well, I suppose all of this explains a lot. At least now I can understand why the Grandmaster was willing to break all the traditions of the Order just to get you exalted to be a keeper.
Yeah, that
According
was
to
real.
him, most of our battle against
Interesting
the cycle
choice.
will stand or fall with you.
No pressure.
Well, as I said, we both have to take the Holy Oath. You should talk to the Grandmaster as soon as you're ready. He's waiting for you in the Emporium.
Okay, let's go do that.
Right. Dunwar. The apothecary examined him about an hour ago, and it doesn't look good. It's likely that he'll never wake up again. No, in spite of everything. You know, Dunwar was one of those people who tried to gild their insecurity with boastful behavior.
Yep.
The reality is that he was the last of his bloodline, and his faith in the path and his destiny as a keeper were all that he had left. And who knows? Maybe he would have been a great help to the Order with the right guidance. But I guess Master Bartar's revelation was just too much for him. It's hard to be told that everything you've lived for was a lie.
Character.
Well, maybe I just don't show it as much. But yes, in a way, you're probably right. I suppose that's mainly due to the fact that to me, as opposed to Dunwar, the Order always stood for an idea. And an idea doesn't die with the one who first thought of it.
I like this person more and more.
The Grandmaster said nearly the same thing during the exaltation. Dunwar would have considered it blasphemy. I knew the question would come eventually.
It's a very good question.
I suppose the answer depends on whether you're in the mood for some gloomy talk. Sooner or later, you'll hear it from someone else anyway, so why not?
Go ahead.
I wish.
I want to know.
Where should I start? Maybe with the fact that I don't remember anything that happened before my 6th
I mean, that's not
winter.
too unusual, is it?
I don't know where I was born, and I never got to know my parents.
That's sad.
I wish I knew.
Well, damn.
What I do know, though, is that the first memory I have is of waking up in the middle of some village.
Okay.
It was dark, and I felt dizzy and, I don't know, empty? That's probably the best way to
You can
describe
actually
it.
see through this window.
I eventually found the strength to get up and look around, and, well, that's when I realized what was actually going on around me.
What?
The entire village. It had been destroyed. There were corpses everywhere. Men, women, children. And the houses had been crushed as if some mad god had rampaged through the streets there. And it had all just happened hours before because the destruction was still fresh. Whatever it was, I didn't have much time to think about it. As soon as I got up, I saw 3 riders coming through the smoke. One of them got off his horse, ran towards one of the corpses and started screaming something in my direction. Then I felt a blow on the back of my head and I lost consciousness.
Hold on, they bitch slapped a 6-year-old?
It's strange to talk about it like this. It's been so long, but the memory feels as if it had happened yesterday.
Why?
Well, it turned out the riders were hunters who had come from that village. They must have observed the whatever it was from the distance and ridden back to the village. At least I think that's how it went. I guess I'll never find out. The reason they thought I was somehow involved is that the village priest found me a couple of days before it happened near a shrine in the wilderness. Apparently, I was wearing torn clothing, and no matter what the apothecary tried, he couldn't wake me up from my comatose sleep. And it seems that
so they knocked out a 6-year-old.
Some kind of witch child.
Even if a 6-year-old did it, they didn't know they did it. They're 6. Thank you.
For you, maybe. For them, as simple people, it was probably the best explanation they had. And think about it, it's not that far off. A motherless child who neither talks nor breathes steadily is found abandoned on the roadside and has a strange mark on her face. They leave to go hunting, and when they come back, they find their village in ruins with that foundling child being the only survivor. You have to admit, it's not that much of a stretch, even if those men hadn't been superstitious farmers. Probably. Truth be told, I try not to think about it too much. And actually, it doesn't matter, because I somehow managed to get away before they could do anything. I even made it to Ark all by myself.
Nice.
Which didn't turn out to be much of an improvement in the end, because I was pathless. Yes. Thinking about it now, I actually wonder how I made it through my time down there. But maybe that's one of the advantages of being a child. You don't think. You just...
Well, this is depressing.
Still, the winters down there were cruel. And if Master Tyrus hadn't found and taken care of me, I probably wouldn't have made it through my second year.
Would they really, though? I mean, it's underground. It regulates itself fairly well in
yes,
temperature.
Otherwise I would not be here. Yeah. He saw me, and he knew what he had to do, is how he put it. Of course, the Order wasn't too happy about a pathless child in the Scuola, just as some aren't happy about you being here.
Well, those people can go jump off the building.
And that's why they let it slide. Yes, and now I'm here.
Great!
Well, here we've reached the end of my impressive tale. I hope you liked it. He does, yes, and he's not alone in his opinion. One of those hunters recognized me in the market my first year as a novice, and you can imagine that it was easy pickings for those who were already against my presence in the Order.
Nice.
From then on, they added names to the derogatory stares. Demon Child, Witch, whatever they could come up with.
Okay, I'm flirting with her.
Maybe. You know what's funny? To some extent, I'm glad to be who I am.
Good.
That way, people just leave me alone, and that gives me more time to focus on what's important. On my goals.
Which is?
Several. But I'd say that's enough of the gloomy stories, don't you think? There will be plenty of time for chatter in the future. Maybe. You should.
That was fun.
It's already late, but if you want, I can show you the most important places in the temple before you go to the Emporium. What do you think? Good.
Sure.
Then get your gear from the chest by your bed and we'll go.
Awesome. And take all.
Let's go.
Well done, I need to get dressed. I don't remember what I had. What the hell? I have so much inventory.
Alright, this is the Sanctum. It's a place of silence and prayer, and also where we'll be exalted later.
Fun.
There you are. Magister Forest is the book.
And now we're outside.
Why's that?
I don't know, but I think it's about
Okay, I think you've seen this place before.
Yep.
We call this part of the temple the Chronicum, and in here is gathered the knowledge of the Order, written down in books and parchments. Plus,
If the
all of
ambient talking
experiments
could shut
and
up.
research on artifacts and magic is done here. So it's a place you'll probably see often in the near future. Ah, and just below the Chronicum is the temple smithy. You should go there
Smithy?
if you need equipment. Over there, that's the Scuola and the quarters, where both the keepers and the novices live. There's also a training room where everything from swordplay to marksmanship can be trained and taught. You will find some skilled teachers there.
Good to know.
Well, I think that's about it. You've already been to the Emporium, and I assume to the Eye of the Gods as well. I suggest you speak to the Grandmaster as soon as you're ready to take the oath.
Okay.
Prepare myself, probably. Now walk blessed. I will see you soon.
I like her.
If this could work, it sounds absurd.
Yeah, well, we're doing it.
I don't believe I know. The mercenary, he might not be the shining knight of Castle Starsound, but he's better than most of your men.
You mean
I
Jaspar?
want him, and you will need to convince your true Chesser of it.
Is that so? Very well, I will convince her. You will hear from me.
I hope so.
Prophet, good to see you. How do you feel?
Yeah.
What? So little confidence in yourself? I knew you would pass. In any case, all that is left to do now is to recite the oath. Then we will finally deal with the more urgent matters.
Okay, how do I do that?
None of it, you'll see. The
Alright.
ceremony needs a little preparation. Even if it hurts to lose more time, the cleansing approaches. I can feel it. Just this night I had another of the dreams. People
Okay,
I
tell me
knew,
about it.
including you. But these people weren't themselves. There was
Oh.
something else.
Yeah.
I believe that these beings
I had the same
are
dream.
connected to the cycle. You did? That is interesting.
Concerning.
It must be related to our roles as emissaries. Maybe there is a connection between us.
I mean, probably.
None. Maybe they are demons or magical entities of some kind, but they are different from everything I know. In any case, if they are indeed responsible for the cycle, they are our enemies. That's what matters for now. Come back tomorrow for the ceremony.
Okay. Well, if we have a day... Bless you. Let's go kill some stuff.
Walk blessed.
But sir, wait a moment. Whew.
What?
There you are. Here, a letter for you.
Thanks.
What? Oh, thank you. Safe travels, and may his light guide you.
What is this? Jaspar! Nope, doing that. Jaspar!
Ah,
What's up?
there you are. Glad you made it. So, how was it? I heard quite some stories about this trial, and was never sure what to make of it.
Oh, you know, somebody died.
Yeah, I changed my mind.
Fantastic.
Come, let's go upstairs. It'll be worth it.
Look, Jaspar, I like you, but not like that. The arrow didn't move. There's nothing up here. There's a door?
There we are. Wait a sec. So, wine or pipe?
I'm good,
Oh,
thanks.
pity. Huh? That was actually meant to be a little congratulatory gift for passing the trial. But it's your call.
Thanks, but I'm good.
Nothing better than a good pipe and a nice sight to go along with it. It's always sad to see how few people can truly appreciate these things. Anyway, tell me, my friend, what is it that drives you? I've been asking that myself since we met. I mean, it's not like anyone's forcing you to play errand boy for Orenthiel, is there? And
Kind
with
of.
your abilities, you could make a fortune as a mercenary. Not to mention the danger you put yourself in. Securing the excavation site, passing the trial, they certainly haven't been easy on you so far. Makes sense. In any case, it's interesting to see how you've gotten from being a magically gifted refugee to the center of all this. Kind of reminds me of a
Thanks for
woman I
one
used to
word
travel
for it.
with. Alicia. No matter where she went, she always ended up in the eye of the storm. That was 13 years ago now. By the wise hermit, time really is merciless. We got hired for the same job. Usually I work better on my own, but this partnership was refreshing. In every aspect.
Partnership.
It felt good to know someone's got your back for a change, especially with the kind of work I do. Which is why we decided to stick together after that first job. And it went great, at least initially. She was just too intense. That's the right word for it. She wanted everything, and she wanted it at once. The rarest jewels, the most handsome men, the best contracts. If you would have asked her to steal the Golden Queen's crown, she would have done it without hesitation, just for the thrill of it.
Oh,
We traveled together and we had sex, so yes, according to most people's definition of it, we were a couple.
what happened?
Well, she started expecting more from our partnership, our talks, and the occasional sex.
Like,
As she saw it, you either go all the way or you don't go at all.
so she wanted to get married.
I wasn't ready for that.
Oh,
Love as she defined it, yeah. Had it been for her, we would have married after that first night. That's a long story. Not one that puts me in a favorable light. At least if you're like most people. Let's save that for another time.
okay.
Split up. Yeah, that's one way to put
This
it.
is an episode of sad stories, damn it.
Anyway, enough about me. What about you? Has there ever been someone in your life? Or have you always been the lone wolf? That's my line. I, for one, have had enough drama to last me a lifetime. Sex is fine, but I guess I'm just not naive enough for anything else anymore. Love, love, love. People have such wrong-headed expectations, really. Sometimes I think it would help us all to finally admit that there isn't that much that separates us from the apes.
There's apes?
Anyway, why don't you tell me a little more about this trial? I heard you passed it together with that quiet girl, Kalia. What's she like? I've heard some stories about
I
her.
like her. She's fantastic.
Huh? That's just life, I think. There comes a point when you've done all you can. My. We've certainly lost track of time, haven't we?
I can't tell because it's
I
still
really need to
raining.
hit the hay for a couple hours now. I'll have to go look for some new work tomorrow. And I've heard about a nobleman who's looking for a sellsword. That is, if Orenthiel or old Bushybeard doesn't have a new job for me by then. Say what you want about them. Their pay is beyond generous.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna hire you.
I'll see you around, my friend.
He's fun. I will take that wine though. So I don't want there to be an episode with no violence. So there you go. There's your violence.